Hello everybody, glad to have you back. Today we're going to be making an oversized box of Sweetheart candies. This is going to be the last craft for Valentine's for this year, so let's get started. First thing, you find a box that you want your candy box to be, the size, and then next you're going to have to tape the box closed. This part is only going to apply to you if you're going to have your box open and closed. I am, so I went ahead and cut the opening on one side, and the reason why is because if you leave the whole entire tab on there, you can't open and close that box. Once you've gotten that squared away, next you're going to need to do is cover the box. So in this video, like in many of my other videos, you're going to learn from my mistakes. And at first I attempted to cover the box with the wrapping paper. This isn't going to work, and you will see why here in a minute. So let's proceed. This is the candy box I'm going to work on, and there are different ones out there, so whatever one you choose, that's up to you. For this specific box, there is a frame, a white frame around the front of the box, and so I needed to figure out how to create that frame, so I ended up having to cut this heart and then tape my pattern, so that way I created this frame. Once I had all of the hearts drawn out, I went ahead and proceeded to paint it. So from the first brush stroke I made on this, I could see this paint wasn't going to work. And it's not really the paint that wasn't going to work, it was the wrapping paper. And I just went ahead and continued because I wanted to see how bad it was going to get. If this rippling doesn't bother you, then definitely go with the wrapping paper. So much easier to use to cover the box. Even after drying, you could see that it still was very ripply, so I had to go back to the drawing board and I needed something stronger. And so I figured, I would probably be best using poster board. So I went to Walmart and grabbed a pack of poster board for a white color, and I needed also red. So after this step back, I ended up having to take that wrapping paper off since I had already drawn all the hearts in this little rectangular piece on the top. So I grabbed all those and cut them out. As you can see here with the wrapping paper, I used all of those, just cut them all out and then transferred them over to the poster board and then just traced them on, so that way I wasn't redoing everything. If you have a Cricut machine, this is going to work out great. I used that to cut the Sweetheart logo out on. If you don't have a Cricut machine, maybe you can do a search on the internet for the Sweetheart's logo and then print that out, and then maybe you can work with that. Of course, the simplest step would be to freehand the word. I also used the Cricut machine to cut out the company's logo. Once it was done there, I transferred it onto a white piece of copy paper or printing paper, glued that on there, and then cut it out. Next thing, we're just going to glue all the cutouts onto our box. If you're lucky enough to have a Cricut machine and you printed out the net weight for the product, go ahead and take pretty much your stencil, trace it with the pencils. That way when you transfer the lettering over, you're putting it in the exact spot. And since we are supersizing this box, I went ahead and changed the net weight. From here, I went back to the Cricut machine and I printed up the labeling for the nutritional value information for the side of the box. I am still new to using this Cricut machine, so there are a few mistakes I made. So this doesn't look the greatest. As you can see, I had to cut several pieces because I couldn't figure out how to weld these letters together, which is a term only people with Cricut would know what I'm even talking about. But anyway, if you can freehand this, again, this will be so much easier. From here, we're going to go ahead and cut out a variety of colors of hearts and then start placing them under this heart, because remember, in the box or on the box you see a window. It's like a window, a little plastic window. On this set of hearts, I went ahead and wrote up the messages. Once you have the hearts placed where you want them, go ahead and put a little dab of glue so that way they won't move. Then I found a piece of plastic that was large enough to cover this heart or to create the window, and then I went ahead and glued it on. From here, I'm going to take some stuffing and shove it under each heart just to give the heart some dimension. To glue this framed heart down, I used a glue gun because we did create some dimension to this little window and we needed something to adhere quickly. Lastly, we're going to make the heart candies, and I used styrofoam. If you would like to see the colors I used, which were similar, or I should say identical to the colors I used in another video, please check out this link here for how to make an oversized candy necklace. Once the paint was dry, I went ahead and used skewers and a couple about 12-inch dowel sticks to glue these hearts onto. Lastly, it's time to set it up, and I hung this box over a dowel stick. If you'd like to see how to set up a decorative urn, please go to my channel and look up the thumbnail that shows the one decoration for 2 holidays, and in that video I show how to set up a urn, a decorative urn, to hold these types of items. And the reason why I used different lengths of dowel sticks and skewers was because I wanted to give different heights to the hearts, and once you have done that, you can just place the hearts like you would be doing if you're making an arrangement of flowers. And there you have your oversized box of Sweetheart candies. One of the goals I have for my channel is to grow this channel large enough to be able to give these different little crafts or decorations I make to one of my subscribers. As I said in the beginning, this is the last Valentine's decoration for this year. I will be starting the St. Patrick's Day craft, so I hope to see you back for those. Have a good one. Bye.